Hello, welcome to another Cracking the Cryptic video for the Wall Street Journal, looking at poison pill. I did post an incomplete video of this earlier, so apologies if you saw that. Let's try and solve the whole puzzle, which has normal Sudoku rules and then digits on an arrow summed to the two-digit number in the attached pill, either read left to right or downwards. So if we had, for instance, 2, 5 there, this would add up to 25. So that's how the rule works. Let's get cracking and see how we do. So any two-cell arrow, its pill has to have a 1 as the tens digit. I think we have 3 of those. And then, given that they've all got a 6 on the arrow, I think the 6 has to add to 7, 8, or 9 to give 3, 4, or 5 in the pill, i.e. 13, 14, or 15. Oh, there's one 6 we can write into the grid by sudoku, just because the 8 6s are already in there. There can only be one place left. Now, a 3-cell arrow can only begin with a 1 or a 2 if the 3 digits have to be different. That one now has to be a 2, and we can immediately work out that this must be 986 equals 23, since this digit can't be a 1. That takes 3 and 7 out of this top arrow. Where else have we got? This is a 3-cell arrow. Have we got any others? No, but we've got a couple of 4-cell arrows where the 4 cells have to be different from each other. The maximum for those, 9876, is 30. So, in fact, 3 can't work because we can't put a 0 in the puzzle. So the tens digit in both cases is 1 or 2, and in this case it must be 2. Now, I'm going to next look at these two tens digits. No, am I? No, I'm going to look at this one, where we've got an arrow here that is 5 cells. Now, the maximum for those, 98765. There's no 6 on this one, but never mind about that. Look at that maximum, 35. So the tens digit 1, 2, or 3, and in this row we've had 1 or 2, so we get our 3 in the corner. Now think about 35 or 34. 35 would be 98765, which would repeat 5 in the column. 34 would be 98764, which would repeat 4 in the column. So this can't be 5, 4, it sees 3 and 2, it must be a 1. Do some of the same principles apply to this row or this row? Well, yes, they do. This has to be a 3 because it sees 1 or 2. Can't be 34 or 35, so this digit is a 1 or a 2. How about here? Well, we know a bit less about there. We can go up to 2 or 3, but we can't go further. This arrow also, 9876 plus 9, absolute maximum of 39. So that is 2 or 3 as well. Now let's actually calculate some of the possibilities here. If this was 30, or maybe we can do Sudoku first, I'm not sure. No, let's do the calculating. If this was 30 something, this couldn't be a 1, so it would be at least 32. That would add up to 32. I'm adding the rest of the row now. 2, 3, and 6 takes us up to 43. This would be a 2, and it can't be because we've had a 1, 2 pair in the column. So 32 is too high. 31 is impossible because of that. This can't begin with a 3. It must begin with a 2. This one is a 3. Now by Sudoku, we can put a 2 into this box because we've got those 2s looking at these cells. We can put the 2 in there. And that makes this digit a 1. Excellent. Well, I mean, that's a good start. Now I'm going to think about this row again, do the maths. If it was 32, then these would add up to 32. Plus 2 and 3 is 37. These would add up to 8 to complete the row, but without using 6 or 3. They would have to be a 1, 7 pair, but look what happens if you try that. 1, 7 there makes this digit a 2, but now this arrow can't add up to 20 something because of the 1, so that won't work. and it's not 32, it must be 31 again. That digit is a 2, this one is a 1. Now we do the maths again. 31 plus 1 plus 3 is 35. To get to the 45 total of each row, this pair adds up to 10. It's not 6, 4, 1, 9 or 3, 7. It must be 2, 8. And now we get a 2 by Sudoku here. We've got a 2 in one of those cells and a 2 in one of these cells. So one of these two is definitely a 2. Oh, there's a 2 in column 7. We can just write that in actually now. So that's a decent start at the moment. Have we ruled out any of these? Not yet. Right, this adds up to 32. Let's just have a think about that. If this was 9876, that would be at least 2. Difficult to work on that. I'm probably not going to. Oh, I can write a 1 in there. That's just Sudoku. And a 1 in here, actually, which I hadn't noticed. Okay, so what comes next? We've got that 23896. These digits are from 457. What can this pill be? And specifically, can it be 70 something? This digit seems to be 4, 5, 7, 8 or 9. Let's not get any more. Oh no, look, we can add this column and work out what this is. These digits add up to 31, plus 3, 1 and 6 is 41. This digit must be a 4. So that can't be a 4 after all. Now, 4 there says this isn't 4. It says one of these two is 4. I don't know if we can use that. Possibly not at the moment. In fact, this sees 8, 9, 1, 6, 2 and 4. This is 3, 5 or 7. Oh, let's work on this arrow. If this was 23 plus 3, 2 and 6, we would be up to 34. That would have to be 11. If this was 25 plus 5, 2 and 6, this would be 7, if my maths is right. If it was 27, 27 plus 7 is 34, plus 2 is 36, plus 6 is 42. This would have to be a 3. That cannot be. So it is a 7 there and a 5 here. This now can't be 15 equals 9 plus 6. These are 3, 8, 9 in some order. And can we tell anything about this? If that is 3 and 7, that's 8, 9, this is a 4. If that's 4, 8, this is 3, 9, and that's a 7. So it's 7 or 4 in this cell. In fact, the 7 in this box is definitely in one of those two cells. I wish I could use that at the moment. 8, 9, 1, 6, 5, 2. That is 4 or 7. This is 3, 4 or 7 in the column. Right. Okay, I was threatening to think about this arrow, and I'm gonna have a little dabble at that one now. So these either add up to 11, 13, 14 or 15, making this group add up to 34, 32, 31 or 30, plus what here? Somewhere between 23 and 15. So the minimum for this is, if that was a 9, this is 30, 6, 4, 5. That's 45 is the minimum. The maximum, if that was a 5, this is 34 plus 23 here is 57. Okay, all we know is that's not a 7, that's 4 or 5. One of these two is a 7. Now that digit isn't a 7 as a result of that. That didn't finish us off particularly. These are from 4, 5, 7, 9 in this column. Didn't we learn one of those was a 7? So that isn't. Might as well take advantage of what we have learnt. Okay, I'm going to look at this group now. So in this box we've got 4, 5, 8, 9 to go. Oh, that 3 is looking at that cell. Hang on. Right. Pardon me. That 9 has taken 9 out of there. 9 comes out of these cells too. Just going to take a little pause and have a cough, sorry. Right, so here we are quite constrained. Could this be 29? This would have to be 9875. It can't be because it's got a 6. So that's not a 9. This is a 458 triple. That digit is a 9. And now this arrow is beginning to get a bit fulfilled. We've got 15 there, either 9, 12 or 13 here. I think that leads to this being 4 or 5 or 8. In fact, look, that is a 458 triple. That digit must be the same as that digit. I'm just going to colour them both yellow for now because they both make up this 458 triple. One of these two is a 7. That's not particularly helpful. Okay, that was intriguing without being completely fulfilling. Oh, there's a 5 there. So we know there's no 5 here. Oh, it was much easier than I thought. Right, so they both become 5s. That's a 7. This is 8, that's 4. There's no 8 here, there's an 8 here instead. These digits are 2, 3, and 7. Now, is this 13 or 17? If it was 17, that would be a 2 or a 3. And these would have to add up to 14 or 15. They can't add up to 14 with 6 and 9 gone in the column, so it would have to be 8, 7, 2 for this to be 17. But that wouldn't actually leave anywhere for a 3 in this row. So it's not 17, it's 13. This digit is a 2 or a 7. Now, that's going to have some impact. Let's do a bit more Sudoku first. That's not a 5. We've got 4, 7, and 9 to place in the column. Is that 8? It could be. 1, 6, 2, 8 gone in the... Okay, I'm going to have to think about this 13 arrow. If that was a 2, this would be 8, this would be 3. If this was a 7, this couldn't be 8, this would be 2. So there's definitely a 2 on the arrow somewhere. And a pair adding up to 11, which could be 7, 4 or 8, 3. This digit must be the 3 or the 4. Oh, we could maybe help ourselves out here. Right, there has to be a 3 in one of these two cells by Sudoku. If this was a 3, what's this arrow going to be? It can't be 2, 4, 3. And 2, 7, 3 would require another 2 here. 2, 9, 3 would get a 4 here. Oh, maybe that does hold together. Okay, that didn't eliminate 3 from this cell and put it here, which is a pity. 2, 8. These are from 5, 7, 9, given everything else they see in the column, and that 2, 8 pair. Oh, I can add up this arrow, which has to add up to 25. This is vital. 25 there, plus 5, 2, and 1 is 33. These two have to add up to 12. We now know they're 3, 9. That's useful. Right, so this arrow now, these two add up to 10. They must be an 8 and a 2. And that gets us a lot of things filled in. That's not a 9. This is a 7, 4 pair. We know that this pill is a 13 now. That 3 sorts out 9 down here. I've got a 5, 4 pair here. That makes this 7, this 9. This is 8. That's become a 4. That's a 5. This is 7. That's 4. Just check that this one adds up to 25. It does. We've got 9 and 8 here. This is the maximum 23. Given the 14 there, this bit is 31 plus 23 is 54. So that's what goes in the pill up there. We get a 7 there. This digit becomes 9. This is 5. We can add up this arrow as 27, which is good because it leaves 8 plus 6 equals 14 at the top. 5, 9, 7 there, 8, 4 down the bottom, 4, 7 here, and 3 and 4 still to go. There we go. That is the solution to poison pill. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Sorry about the earlier video, and thank you for watching. Bye for now.